I was exclusively using Sony cameras for the past 10 years, and I was always curious about what people find so special in the Fujifilm cameras. And I think now, after using it for almost 2 months, I can 100% relate to those people, and I do understand why people prefer Fujifilm. Maybe let's start with talking about why did I get a Fujifilm camera. So my main camera is Sony A7RV. After using it for almost 3 years, it kind of feels like there is no camera when I'm holding it. Everything is so dialed in, it's so easy to use, it doesn't stand in your way. It's just a great tool to taking a picture. And not only doing stills, but also doing videos. I'm actually filming this video right now on my Sony A7RV. So why did I get a second camera, a Fujifilm camera? Sony A7RV is a full frame camera, and even though it's not considered as the biggest full frame camera out there in the market, but it's still quite a reasonably big and a heavy camera. That's the problem. I cannot carry the A7RV everywhere with me given its size, so I always need to bring a bag. And sometimes if I go for a walk with my kids, it's a bit of a mission. Hence the need in the everyday carry camera, something small, discreet, which you can just grab without a bag, carry in your neck. So that's why I've got Fujifilm X-T50. As you can see, it's quite a small camera. This right here is just a lens, one of the lenses actually that I own for Sony A7RV. So if you look side by side, just the lens for my full frame camera is almost, if not exactly, the size of the Fujifilm crop sensor camera. Another interesting bit is that this particular lens allows me to shoot a range of 24 to 50 millimeter, and I usually always end up on the longer end of it, which is 50 or maybe 35 to 40. I have not exactly, it's not a zoom lens, it's a fixed 27 millimeter lens, which is 40 millimeter if you convert the crop sensor into the full frame. And you can notice the difference here, how smaller this lens is compared to this one here. I guess another thing that goes along with the size of most of the Fujifilm cameras is how beautiful they are. I love this silver top. It's just made so well. All the dials, beautiful, absolutely beautiful camera. I've got this small rig leather cover for it with a strap, and this combo is just absolutely amazing. Everyone was just raving about the colors which Fujifilm cameras produce. I wasn't quite sold on that until I actually tried it. And yes, I can 100% confirm that there is something magical about the colors. The colors are just magical. Something about greens and reds is just amazing. Amount of recipes that this camera comes with is just mind-blowing. I actually haven't tried all of them yet. That's again compared to the Sony camera. On top of that, there's a whole community that was something new for me that creates custom recipes which you can actually set up onto your custom buttons or custom controls. You can name them, save them, so it's all conveniently presented in the camera for you to use. If you shoot RAW plus JPEGs with already selected recipe, you can then, after you made a shot, you can actually apply a different recipe to already made picture, which I find is just so convenient. Fujifilm mobile app is actually user-friendly and it connects way better to my old iPhone 12 Pro than the Creators app made by Sony. It doesn't take 5 attempts to connect to a camera versus the one that I use for the Sony, the Creators app. It's just night and day difference. Fuji just feels clunky. It just feels more clunkier than Sony. Autofocus is not up to par. You kind of have to slow down. Again, with Sony, camera really just disappears. It's responsive, reliable. It's just amazing. Autofocus, all of it. We all know that Sony is the top notch. It's one of the best. The file system on SD card is terrible. It always shoots videos and photos into the same folder. When you try to export the files, you'd actually need to find which one was, for example, shot today versus the ones that were shot a week ago. It's really not that convenient. How Sony does the things, they just create folder for each date. It just saves time, really. I think everyone should actually adopt this approach with the file systems. Whenever you start shooting on a day, it creates a folder for you and stores the photos inside of that folder. On the next day, it will be another folder. And same ideally should be applied to the videos as well. So this one is actually only applied to a few models in the Fuji lineup, and it is the lack of the dedicated switch from video to the photo mode. So every time I want to switch from video to a photo, I have to click the drive button and then use joystick to select the mode. Versus in the Sony, it's just one switch of the dial and you are in a different mode. So that takes time to get used to. It's a bit cumbersome and clunky, but I guess it's not the end of the world, of course. It's totally fine. Another thing is the flippy screen. That's another exclusive of the XT lineup, is that it only does this and it can't go higher or on the side, which means it's impossible to just shoot yourself. So it's not really out of the box ready for talking head like these videos. For my workflow, it's totally fine. Or most of the time I shoot photos with this camera. So viewfinder is amazing. It all works perfectly. And videos I also shoot not myself with this camera, but actually I frame something which is in front of me. One of the biggest downsides of me picking up Fuji is that now I actually am craving for another camera. So this tiny little Fuji now got me curious about its bigger brother in the JFX system, which is like ridiculously expensive. And I've started research about the medium format. And now I'm really curious, given how amazing this tiny little camera, how beautiful of an image it produces, I got kind of obsessed with the idea of getting its medium format brother. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, a downside of me getting into the new camera system. And I'm not sure if I'm happy about it. But yeah, overall, I absolutely do not regret this purchase. And I really love this camera. It allows me to just pick it up with me anytime I want, anywhere I go. If I just do a walk to a beach or pretty much anywhere, go somewhere with my kids, this camera is with me. and I absolutely enjoy the process of shooting with it. This is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found out something useful for you. Cheers guys, bye.